All right, so we have Harold Walters here, what I like to call one of the smartest people that I know. Um, I should probably not say that so much because I think his head's getting big, but whatever. But I wanted to bring him on, ask him some questions because he's probably one of the fastest up and comers in the e-com realm, and he's doing some things. He's actually doing some things with some organic traffic as well that I'd like people to be able to see and hear about straight from your mouth. So first, for the people who don't know who you are, tell them a little bit about yourself, just your highlight reel real quick.
Yeah, sure. So started in e-commerce about a year and a half ago. That'll be like around January of 2017. I guess a little bit more personal about myself. I have a wife named Sandra, two kids, Naomi, she's about to turn 2, and also have another daughter named Kyrie, who was just born about a month ago. That's my why I do this. I recently entered into entrepreneurship, kind of by choice, but kind of not by choice. But it's cool because now I get to completely focus on e-commerce and online marketing in general. Highlight reel. Let's see. Okay, last year started e-commerce in January. I made 6 figures in about 3 months with my first e-com store, doing drop shipping, and then I went ahead and started another branded store selling hip hop baby products, which went on to do pretty well. All organic, didn't really run ads for it at all. Pretty much all our traffic came through Instagram. Grew a pretty decent sized email list, and then from there went on to basically just start helping other people, consulting them with e-commerce, helping people, make 6-figure stores as well. And yeah, that's where we're at now.
Awesome. So I want to dig a little deeper into your background. So this isn't your first stint into making money online. You were making money with AdSense or something like that. What was that all about back before e-com came through?
Yeah, so about let's see, probably about 13 years ago.
Okay.
When I was in high school, it was about 14, 15. I was basically building out websites that were particularly in certain niches. So like I had one that was like a hip hop site. I had another one that was like a gaming site, pretty much whatever it was I was into at the time. And I would build like community sites with them. So like forums or kind of like just sites where you can download little, I don't know, just things that would help you out within that niche, whether it was a specific game or if it was forums to talk about music or whatever. So Google had this platform. Well, they still have it. It's called AdSense, which is basically their ad display network. So when people pay for ads, they get displayed on certain sites within their ad network. And so me partnering with AdSense allowed people to place ads on my site, basically. Well, Google would place them on their behalf. And so I got paid based on how many people clicked those ads on my site. And so I want to say, around the first 2 months that I started doing it, I actually made like $300. My first check was $300 from Google. And then I got another one for like 175, and it kind of just trickled down because I just wasn't really taking it serious.
And this was as a 14, 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay. So cool. There's a funny story that I wanted you to tell people. Why is it that what's one of the reasons why you stopped doing this?
Well, I was young, and I remember telling like my grandma, like, hey, I made some money online or whatever. And she was pretty much just like, you're getting checks from Google. There's no way that this is real. You must be like, I don't know, selling drugs online or some type of black market stuff. So that got shut down pretty quickly. More just because I was spending so much time on the computer, and it didn't fly with her. So
yeah. All right. One of the reasons why I asked that question or bring it up, as far as how far back it's gone, there's a lot of younger people out there that they already know social media intuitively. but I feel like they don't understand. They're still stuck in the, I have to go to school, get good grades, go to college, all that kind of stuff. And they don't realize the opportunities. As a 14-year-old, you were making more than probably most 14-year-olds, where they don't see the opportunities that there are outside of the traditional school, college, all of that stuff. So I wanted to make sure that you inspire people that are still in high school and getting out of high school. So I wanted to make sure they could hear that story as well.
Yeah. It's really crazy because the opportunity is actually way bigger than it was when I was in school too.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah. So how did you get into the e-com world? Tell us your intro into it.
Well, my first time ever selling online was kind of around the same time I first started making money online. I actually was selling like on eBay. I actually tried to start drop shipping without even really knowing it a long time ago. Like I literally was like, oh, okay, well, if I can go buy this product somewhere and get it for a decent price, I can just go ahead and sell it on eBay. And then once it sells, I'll just go ahead and buy it and have it shipped to the customer. But I didn't know anything about product margins or anything like that. So that didn't go well. I also just sold like other stuff like on eBay and things like that. But my actual time getting into e-commerce, I found out from a friend that was making a lot of money online. Well, we all know him. His name's Jonathan.
Yeah.
I heard about him killing it. I didn't hear from him directly, but I knew that he was making a lot of money online. This was around November of, like around Black Friday time, 2016. And at the time, pretty much like half of that year, I was already like looking into, okay, drop shipping or selling on Amazon or something where I can make money online. I just really didn't know how to start or what to do with it. And so I kind of overheard like the sort of the process. And so I started looking into the process. And then around January was when I actually got into it. I don't know if that really completely answers the question, but
no, that's good. Yeah. What took you from like 0 to 60 in e-com?
0 to 60. I'd say masterminding. Even talking with you. I mean, it was really just having the right knowledge. Investing in the right knowledge, and also just getting the right knowledge from people that were actually making money. Because before it was just YouTube and trying to figure out how to actually make money and be profitable, and figuring out an actual process that works. Because I did make some money in drop shipping prior to even having the right knowledge, but I had no idea what I was doing that was allowing me to make it.
Yeah.
And so I would say, 0 to 60 was really just masterminding, like, us all getting together and doing little like boiler rooms and, all sitting together to just figure out what works and what doesn't.
Nice. Okay. So you touched on this, but I wanted to dig a little deeper into the story about transitioning into full-time entrepreneurship. Tell us the story behind that.
Oh man. Huh. It's a pretty big story. So, I mean, I would like to go a little bit back into the story, because what had happened was, I had a really good job. My job paid well. I worked from home. We had great benefits, unlimited vacation time. It was pretty much like most people look at it as like this dream job. But I still was, still had more money in bills than I did income. And so it wasn't comfortable living. I mean, like my wife could have probably went back to work, but I didn't want that to happen. So I always was like looking like, okay, how can I quit? What do I need to do? I need to quit, and kind of just going back and forth with whether or not I should. And so this was in April. And it's actually pretty interesting because, kind of long story short, I got fired from my job on Friday the 13th, April 13th, Friday.
Nice.
And, but to go back that week, it was actually, I want to say Sunday, that week prior to me getting fired. I remember just talking to my wife and saying, like, you know, I think I really want to just go ahead and quit my job. Like, I'm seriously going to quit. Like, I'm not even going to go to work tomorrow. And that same day, my brothers, I have two brothers, half brothers, that actually caught like a really bad case, and they had court that day. You know, I'll just be pretty honest about it. It's all out there. My brothers both caught murder charges, and I went to court for them on Monday. I had to tell my job, like, hey, I really didn't realize how serious this court case was, so I'm not going to be at work tomorrow. And so, or at least I'm going to take a half day. So I took a half day. I go to court, and my mom's there. And just to kind of make the story a little bit shorter, basically, when they ended up having to go to court, they went to court. They had cases for murder and as well as conspiracy to commit murder. And they also tried to pin the same charges on my mom for conspiracy to commit murder. And so she lost her job, and she also lost her, she had Section 8 housing, so she lost her housing in LA, which is really expensive. So basically her rent went up by like $900, and she lost both of her jobs. And my brothers, who were helping her pay her rent, because they're both rappers, they're kind of up and coming at the time, they were no longer able to pay her rent while they were in jail. And so I'm taking her back home, and she tells me about how how a friend saying, oh, she can come live with her or whatever. And after I dropped her off, I was driving home, and I was just like, wow, like, this is really sad. Like, I wish I could actually help more. And I felt like if I didn't have this job that I'm driving back to go work right now at, I feel like I can make so much more money doing things on my own, as opposed to being restricted to what my job can offer me. And so that same week I got fired. I had no idea it was coming, but yeah.
Sounds like it was actually good timing though.
Yeah, perfect timing.
Awesome. So what happened after that? Because I know personally, but I want you to tell everybody, I believe either the immediate next week or the week after that. How did that all turn around?
Actually, it was a little bit of struggle at first.
Okay.
Like, it's easy to think, like, going into entrepreneurship, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have so much more time and all this other stuff. But like, honestly, like, your time becomes so much more harder to manage, because no longer do you have someone managing 8 hours of your day for you. So now I had to figure that out. And for the longest, it was a lot of, because don't get me wrong, like, even though I got fired and I had a lot more free time, that was still a large amount of income taken away from me. And so I had to figure out, what am I going to do to replace that income as quickly as possible? So at first my mind was like all over the place, and I didn't really know what I wanted to focus on. But I'd say about 3 weeks after that, everything really turned around when I started consulting, and just teaching other people how they could also do this as well.
Nice.
And I don't know if you want the details on that, or
yeah, we'll get to that. Actually, we'll roll into that right now. So, so you rolled into coaching e-com and primarily drop shipping, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the biggest question that you've been getting from your clients so far, from the students that you've been teaching? What seems to be like the biggest hurdle that they're having trouble getting past?
Okay, yeah. The biggest hurdle is definitely just the same issue I had, learning on YouTube or Udemy or whatever, and just not knowing like the actual full process. Like, there was so many holes. There would be like, oh yeah, I learned how to target my audience, or I learned a little bit about Facebook ads. I learned a little bit about product research. But when you put it all together, it was like a bunch of puzzle pieces that didn't fit together.
Yeah.
And so the biggest thing I really received a broad amount of questions, but the questions are all like, they have these other pieces, but they're missing that one piece, or they're missing this specific system that goes together. Or one thing that a lot of people will say is like, yeah, I just feel like I'm on the right track, but I don't even know if what I'm doing is right.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah,
that's been the biggest hurdle.
Okay. All right. So last question. Where can people find you, and what's the one question or action item that you want to give them?
Well, you can find me on Instagram at Harold I Walters. It's HAROLDIWALTERS. It's pretty
Okay.
much my main hub for everything I do with e-commerce and just personal life as well. Um, Action item. What you can do is actually, if you go into my Instagram bio, you're going to see that I have a little section in there. Click the link in my bio. There's a little section that says learn free tips about online marketing. And basically, I have a platform that I'm working on building out right now. It's called On the Net Success. And it's going to be a no fluff educational content for how to make money online, whether it's in
Awesome.
e-commerce, whether it's in blogging, or even just taking like your skills and services and selling them to people as well. And
Nice.
so right now the platform's still being built out, but if they go there, you can just go ahead and enter your email address and you're going to get all the updates on it moving forward.
Perfect. All right. Well, thanks for joining us today, and DM him. He's always been really good at getting back to people if you DM him through Instagram. So thanks again, and we'll talk later.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me, Matt.
Yeah.
All right.